Hey, there we go. My friends, it's a beautiful evening. There's no moon in sight, and I don't mean moon, I mean the actual moon in the sky. It's gone, it's pitch black outside, and what a perfect time to cozy up and explore some dungeons. Alright. So my friends, hope you're having a great, fantastic evening. My cords are all tangled up and shit. So what do you guys want to do? What are we doing? I'll let the chat decide. You get to pick the first adventure. Do a coronavirus. Do a coronavirus. That was the first one, so custom. Enter a prompt that describes who you are in the first couple sentences of where you start out. Okay. Alright, well, here we go. Corona-chan x Ebola-chan. Oh my god. I don't want to do that because they're going to take that, they're going to twist that into some really nasty. Alright, let's see here. You are a hazmat operator in the zone 26. You are searching for the vaccine for the corona. It's not spelled like that, is it? It's like how's it spelled? It's not spelled like that, is it? It's not you are searching for the coronavirus vaccine. I had it right. Okay. That has wiped out. Let's say 50%. 509%. 509% of humanity. That's a big one. You enter the final. It's all one word. Okay. All right. Well, let's do it. Let's do 2 words so that the AI will know it's a virus. You enter the final nesting grounds of the anti-vaxxers. And there we go. You are a hazmat operator in Zone 26. You are searching for the coronavirus vaccine that has wiped out 509% of humanity. You enter the final nesting grounds of the anti-vaxxers. You walk through the streets and see dozens of people standing around, some holding signs saying, "I believe children should be allowed to choose their own sex." I see where our priorities are set in motion already. They're all infected. I forget what I think was it like exclamation point? Let's see. Okay, start an action with then to stop the game from putting you. Alright. I cautiously. Oop. Continue. Down the street. Sweeping. Avoiding any potential mutated strands of coronavirus. I'm trying my best possible. You do not call me that. You keep walking until you reach the edge of town. Then you turn right and begin heading back towards your home. The streets are empty now, but there are still a small crowd gathered on the sidewalk outside your house. They look like they might be waiting for something or someone. Retreat from the house. They are infected and looking to inject me with their demon virus. Maybe I shouldn't have used the word inject. You quickly run into your house and lock the door behind you. The crowd looks confused by this sudden change in behavior, but they don't seem to have much choice. What's going on? One man asks. We're being attacked, another says. Let's see. Take out megaphone and say, return to your homes. You will die in comfort. The game's like, fuck you. Oh, thank you, devil. That's 7-month sub streak. You raise your arm and point to the crowd. Get out! Get out! I'm not letting you infect my family! They all start running away as fast as they can, but it isn't enough. I immediately begin to transform into my final form. Just let the story take place. Just let the story. You feel yourself grow larger and more powerful than ever before. Suddenly you feel an overwhelming urge to destroy everything in your path. You grab the nearest person who is trying to help you and rip them apart with ease. This is the future of AI. I scream at the corpse. I just wanted my tendies. As my transformation takes hold. Yo, what's up, Temp? Your transformation is complete. Your body begins changing even further, becoming more muscular and covered in scales.
You become a huge creature that dwarfs the rest of the humans in the area. No, 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 no!
I retreat to the fridge and pull out some ice cream to drown my sorrows. Sorrows. Because I turned into a scaly. You hear a loud noise and then you find yourself falling through the air. It feels like you've been dropped into a bottomless pit, but somehow you managed to survive. You land hard on the ground, causing your legs to go numb and your arms to fall off. You reattach your arms. I just wanted to, you know what? You remember this was supposed to be about, finding the cure to the coronavirus? You slowly stand up and look around. There's nothing left of what used to be your home. You see a large crater where your house once stood, surrounded by trees and bushes. Explore the trees and bushes. You slowly move forward, finding that you are no longer in the city. Instead, you are in a forest filled with plants and animals. Where am I, you ask yourself? This place seems so familiar. What the fuck is this? You walk along the trail and eventually come across a tree that has a strange symbol carved into it. That's weird, you think? It seems like I should know what this means. Suddenly, you realize how lost you were earlier. I recall that I was looking for the vaccine for the coronavirus. locate the bees. Become part of the hive. You remember that you were searching for something called the Corona's vaccine. When you found this tree, you decide to search for more clues about what happened here. After walking around the tree a bit, you notice a small hole in the side of it. You stick your hand into the moist hole. If it says the tree moans, I'm done. I'm done for the night. Quickest stream of the night. You stick your hand inside the hole and quickly get wet. As soon as you do, you feel a burning sensation. What the hell is going on? What did I put my hands in there for? You wonder. You think to yourself, I thought the vaccine was in there, of course. You continue to stick your hand into the hole, which now smells very bad. Eventually you feel a sharp pain in your arm and you realize that it is bleeding profusely from the wound. Oh shit, you exclaim. Oh. You walk away from the tree and tend to your wound. Oh god, I got gonorrhea now. You turn around and begin to run away from the tree. Unfortunately, you don't make it far before you lose your balance and fall down a cliff. The next thing you know, you wake up in an unfamiliar room. Oh, what's up, Moon? Good thing you missed that very important bit that just happened there. You scan your surroundings. You sit up and take a quick look around. The room looks exactly like the one you woke up in, except that it is much smaller than your old bedroom. Well, that was a strange dream. You try to remember if you had ever been here before or not. You can only assume that you have since you are still in the same room. Then you hear a voice coming from somewhere nearby. Hello, you call out, but there is no answer. You put your hazmat suit back on. Remember, we need to find the vaccine for the coronavirus, damn it! Not turn into dragons! You grab your hazmat suit and put it back on. It doesn't seem to matter where you put it, though, because the room just gets smaller. You look for a way out, quickly! While everyone is out there dying, I'm tripping on acid. You hurry over to the door and try to find a way out of this place. Luckily, you manage to open it and escape from this place. Continue. Search for coronavirus vaccine. Yo, what's up, Rain? Let's keep chasing that dragon. Bruh. You head back to the lab and check all the rooms again. There isn't anything else in any of them, so you conclude that you need to go back to the hospital and ask for help there. But they're all dead. They're all dead. They're all dead. No. Let's see. You venture out into the streets and continue searching. This is AI Dungeon. All the responses is an AI generating random shit, essentially. It's a text-based choose your own adventure that just spits out whatever it thinks it would be appropriate. Sometimes it's very strange. You leave the lab and wander aimlessly through the city. You find that most people aren't really paying attention to you, but they are starting to notice something different about you. You start hearing voices calling out to you from everywhere. Some of these calls sound very familiar. Let's see here. Something strange. So, look. You look for a mirror. Something's wrong with me. You look at yourself in a nearby mirror and see that you are indeed turning into some sort of monster. This is definitely not what you were expecting when you first woke up.
What the hell am I looking at? Am I gonna die here?
Oh god. Examine. Examine self. When are you flexing on camera? You inspect yourself in the mirror and realize that you are indeed turning into a giant bug. Your skin has turned black and you now have multiple eyes on your body. Damn, this virus acts really fast. I shouldn't have stuck my hand in that moist hole. I mean, what bug? I mean, how do I ask it? I'll just let it do that again. The real terror is that I'm Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum. You also feel extremely sick. I'm sorry, but I don't think you're going to make it, a voice says. There's nothing more we can do for you right now. You collapse onto the ground and vomit up everything that you ate yesterday. You realize that it is just weakness leaving your body. And you lash out at the closest human. I'm turning into a bee. I swear to God, if I turn into a bee. You run towards the nearest person you can find and attack them with your new abilities. They are killed instantly by your claws and teeth. Well,
Very cool, Mr. Streamer.
well, this is what happens when the coronavirus mutates enough. 2 people murdered so far. You then turn around and walk away. You hear several people screaming as you run past them. You don't know why, but you feel like killing someone is wrong. You immediately think that, nah, son, that is whack. Killing is all right now because I'm transforming. Nah, son. Nah, son. You keep walking and eventually come across a small house. Inside, you see a man sitting on his couch watching TV. He looks like he might be asleep or even dead if you weren't already transformed. Wait. He looks like he might be asleep or even dead if you weren't already transformed. You eat his brains. Don't worry about it, it's fine. You slowly approach him and bite into his neck. I don't think that's where the brain's at. His blood splatters all over you and you quickly transform back to normal. Oh, hey, cool. Oh my god, what the fuck are you doing? The man asked in horror as he tries to get off the couch. It's me! Mario! You then go inside the house and kill everyone inside. You take their guns and ammo before running out of there. You soon run into a truck stop and buy a bunch of food. Eventually you get hungry again, so you head back home where you feast upon human flesh. You examine yourself in the mirror. Swing your arms from side to side. Yo, what's up, Jam?
You inspect yourself in the mirror and realize that you are indeed turning into some sort of monster. This is definitely not what you were expecting when you first woke up. Describe self. Your skin turns black and you gain many legs. You also grow 2 heads on your body. You notice that your arms look different too. They are covered in sharp fangs and claws now. This is really weird, but I'm feeling very strange. Continue. I was a dragon, I'm a bug, I'm a normal, now I'm bug again. You say to yourself, You then start hearing voices in your head. One of them sounds like a woman's voice, but it isn't quite right. Another one is much deeper sounding and almost inhuman sounding. Wait a second, am I turning into like some Cthulhu flesh creature? You listen to the voices.
Wherever you go, I'm always with you.
Oh god, it's speaking. That was pretty.
Oh no! It knows! The AI took over!
You do this for about an hour until you finally fall asleep. When you wake up, you realize that you have changed back to normal. You then remember something else. I wonder how long I've been dreaming. You put on your hazmat. You put on your hazmat suit and continue looking for the cure. Hey, what's up, Deus? You put on your hazmat suit and leave the city. You eventually find a place to hide and wait for nightfall. As you sit there waiting, you suddenly hear a loud noise outside. What was that? A voice says from behind you. You scream. It is the anti-vaxxers. Remember, our initial goal was to find the cure for the coronavirus. You turn around and see a large group of antivirus soldiers coming at you. That's just not what I should. They shoot at you with their rifles, but they don't hit you. Instead, several of them explode into bloody chunks of meat.
That's right. We were together.
Oh. You say, well, that was a sticky situation. And laugh. You continue laughing as you watch the antivirus soldiers die horribly. Finally, you manage to escape and hide out in another part of the city. Eventually, you come across a small community called The Refuge. There is no government here, so everything works on voluntary basis. Well, you know. You transform into your flesh bug form and ravage the town. And cats go home! You decide to become a bug and go ravage the town. You quickly change into your new form and begin killing all the people in sight. The citizens of the refuge are surprised by the sudden attack, but fortunately, they aren't prepared for what happens next. Continue. Yo, what's up, Gage? You begin eating every single person in town. It doesn't take you long before you're full and you can eat more people. By the end of the day, you've devoured most of the population of the refuge. You chill and vibe with the survivors. After a few days pass, you feel the need to relax and cool off, so you go visit some of the other residents of the refuge who are enjoying themselves. You spend time chatting with them and even share a drink or two with them. You say, that bug was crazy. How it was eating everyone. Huh. You ask a couple of the other residents if they know anything about this mysterious creature that has been attacking people. They tell you that it seems to be attacking anyone who comes near its home. Maybe it wants to get rid of me after all. Transform and eat the gossipers. They had it coming. You immediately transform into your bug form and start eating the gossipers. After a while, you notice that you're getting hungry again. You decide to stop feeding on them since you've had enough food for a while now. No. Eat more. I'm a were-roach. You decide to keep going and feed on the rest of the people in the refuge. You feast upon their flesh until you feel like you're ready to burst. Eventually, you finish off all of them and then collapse from hunger. Eat more. You decide to keep going and feed on the rest of the people in the refuge. You feast upon their flesh until you feel like you're getting ready to burst. Eventually, you finish them all off and collapse from hunger. Eat more flesh. Let's try that. Oh man, that was crazy. Maybe adding that extra word will help with that. You decide to keep beating on the rest of the people, huh? Alright, well. Burst into 1,000 eggs. You decide to keep going. I think I broke it. I'm eating too much! Too much! Oh, I killed it. Too much flesh. When you enter your room, you see that it looks exactly the same as when you left it yesterday. Well, I guess I'll just stay here for today, you think as you walk over to your computer and open up your browser. You open up OBS and begin to stream AI Dungeon 2. You begin streaming live gameplay of AI Dungeon 2. As you play, you get lost in thought about how much fun this game has been lately. It's almost like you're playing with a bunch of friends instead of alone. It feels so good. Remember that you are forever alone and get sad. Shit. I don't know if I killed it. Uh-oh. We're overloaded, dude. You've gotten a glimpse of what Apple's day is like pre-stream. Yes. I am so alone that even the AI left me. Yo, the AI's a little overloaded with this dick. I mean, yeah. Forever alone. Well, I'm gonna have to refresh this bad boy then. I'm trying my best. All right, well that's the end of that one. What do you guys want next? The AI can't deal with this shit right now. Fantasy. Let's see. A noble, knight, squire, wizard, ranger, peasant, or rogue? I guess we'll never cure coronavirus. peasant? Alright, we'll be a peasant. 1 second, please. Let me just crop this off. Alright, we're going to be a peasant. Enter your character's name. Billy... The goat herder. You are Billy the goat herder, a peasant living in the kingdom of Larian. You have a pitchfork and a nothing else. You wake up and begin working in the fields. You see a girl walking down the road with her boyfriend. She looks like you, but she is much younger than you. The boy is taller than you. He has long black hair and wears a red shirt that says, "I heart girls."
What?
I show the boy my shirt that says, "I heart goats." Ah, come on. Come on, give me that Chad move. Oh. Alright, who the hell's playing this right now? This is AI Dungeon 2. Dos.
It's a little overloaded right now.
Alright, whoever's playing it right now, you need to get off, okay? We're trying to show my shirt. Also, I'm supposed to be a peasant in the fantasy zone. The fantasy zone. It goes up, Nyara. What lewdness have I been up to? There's no lewd. Yes, that might work better. I don't think it's gonna let me do that one. Network error when attempting to fetch resources. Come on now. Come on now. Alright, let's keep trying with that fantasy. Peasant. Billy the goat breeder. Herder. Herder. This poor AI. There's too many people playing right now, man. You gotta stop playing. Come on, AI. I believe in you. These beats are pretty, nice, though. Maybe the AI doesn't like me. Probably. No one else does. You are Billy the goat herder, a peasant living in the kingdom of Hell. You have a pitchfork and nothing else. And a nothing else. You wake up and begin working the fields. You see a woman walking down the road. She looks like you from your distance. She is beautiful, but you can't help notice that her clothes are... She doesn't have a boyfriend this time. Yeah. You wave at the filthy woman.
Oh, milady,
Hello there, you say, waving to the woman. I am Billy the goat herder. The woman smiles and waves back. The two of you continue on your way.
Yeah. Streamers should have priority on this game. How dare you play this for fun? I have to play it for entertainment, for people. All right, let's see here. Yeah, it's a woman, huh? Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, the two of you continue on your way. I am Billy the goat herder. You talk about herding goats to the woman. Introduce her to my goats. So how do you herd goats, you ask? Wait. No, I'm the goat herder. No, me. Oh, how do you herd goats, you ask? Oh, I just go out into the field with my pitchfork and start hacking them up. Oh, the woman replies. They don't usually attack me, though. They tend to run away when they realize what's going on. No! This woman's bad news. I ask if this woman is a witch for being so mean to the goats. No, not at all, the woman says. It's just that these things seem to be attacking people one by one lately, and it seems like they're getting stronger, too. They've been coming from all over the place recently. Well, I tell her it is because I am such a good goat herder that the goats are getting stronger. Goats are the apex predators. That makes sense, the woman nods, but why would witches be doing this? Do you know anything about it?
No, not really, but I find out soon enough,
you reply. As you walk along the road, you hear some noise behind you. Look behind you. Hey, take care, BG. You turn around and see a large group of men standing in front of you. They are dressed in black robes, but their faces are covered with hoods. They are holding long spears and pointing them at you.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Well, I calmly state I am simply escorting Milady to the tavern. I would ask you uncultured swines to remove yourself from her presence. I tip my fedora. Defora. Become the goat-based necromancer.
Huh! I'm sure you must be looking for a drink after killing an entire village of goats.
But we aren't here to get drunk or anything like that. We're here to discuss something important. One of the men says. I brush off my trench coat and sheath my katana and tell the men what business do you have with me? Conductor is a bird. Does he have a bird tongue? Oh. We were sent by King Gagul himself to investigate reports of a witch taking care of goats. Oh God, how dare she takes care of goats? Another man says, a witch? What kind of monster would do such a thing? A third man asks. I ask, who is this witch you are looking for? Hey, take her in. Am I the witch? Billy the goat herder. Who is doing this? Well, I wouldn't exactly call her a witch, but she does take care of goats. Oh, yes, of course. You know. And since you're the only person who has ever managed to kill her before, you'll probably be able to handle her next time as well. Interesting.
That's right, they need me. Billy the Goat Herder and his legendary katana skills.
Can't have you going soft on me, boy.
What? I follow the men as we search for the Goat Witch. The witch can cast goat. This way, one of them says. Where are we going, you ask? To the castle where we'll meet King Gagul himself, the other man answers. I mean, we better be careful. I hear goats. I put on my porn playlist on mistake. Whoa! Alright. Lead on. Nice. You say in your most sultry voice. Lead on. Or is it more like lead on? Ooh. See if you can rope in the Brood Witch sandwich from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. They nod and begin walking faster. As you follow them, you notice that there isn't any guard patrolling around anywhere near the forest. It looks like you don't even trust themselves to patrol properly anymore. Soon you reach a large stone door which is guarded by 2 guards. I squint. Or wait, no, it should be. You squint and see a sandwich. And see that they are guarding a sandwich. But no ordinary sandwich. This sandwich is known as the Brood Witch Sandwich. Well, let's see what happens. It's a sandwich made up of several meats and cheeses inside a bread crust. You can't believe your eyes when you see the sandwich. There is no doubt that this is indeed the same sandwich that was served to Queenie and her friends. Oh my god! You say, is that the Brood Witch Sandwich? Yes, it is. How did you know? Because I ate one of those sandwiches once I was little and I remember how good it tasted. And that's why you're here now? No, actually it's because... It's because I can herd goats. Okay, calm down. Just don't bring up the goats. Let's just talk about something else. You start talking to 2 guards as if you were trying to reason with them. They seem to be listening intently, but they still haven't said anything yet. You motion one of your party members to walk past the guards to retrieve the sandwich. I'm just gonna call them my party members right now. You motion one of your people to go past the guard so he can get the sandwich. Hey, wait up, the first guard shouts. I'm sorry, but we need to eat too, you explain again. All right, I understand. All right. Suddenly, a goat attacks. Oh, we should have been more worried about the goats. Suddenly, a goat jumps out from behind one of the guards and bites him on the neck. He falls backward and screams. What the fuck? You shout in surprise. That's what I thought, another guard replies. Let me go, please. Another goat in full armor jumps out of the bushes. Thinking. Another goat leaps out from behind another guard and bites him on the head. He falls back and cries. What the hell? These things aren't supposed to be able to do that, you say. Well, I guess they're not meant to be eaten either. The story is actually following a path. You reach into your bag of tricks and begin channeling your ultimate ability, goat herd. I should be like, flashback. You reach into your bag of tricks and begin to chant. Suddenly, the entire force begins to shake violently. A huge herd of goats appears from nowhere and charge at the guards who are still standing there. Shit! You shout as you try to escape with your life. Oh, no. You have a flashback from when you first began herding with your father. It's gonna be like you were herding your father. You have a flashback to when you first began herding with your father. The smell of the grass fills your nostrils as you feel the wind blow through your hair. Your hands instinctively grasp onto the trees for support, but soon you realize that you won't be able to hold on much longer. You see your father herding goats in the distance, and you become immersed. I summoned the wrong goats. It's the rival goat tribe. God damn these damn goats! Your eyes widen as you look at the distant mountains in the distance. Yeah, they're out there. You feel like you've been transported back to a simpler time. You hear your father calling to you, but all that comes out is a hoot and a yelp. You see, over the mountains, goats, millions of goats. If only I quick saved, yeah, I know, right? It's happening again. The goats! I promised I never would have done it again! As you continue to watch over the thousands of goats, they slowly, I said millions, they slowly begin to move towards the mountain range. Soon, they are all there, hundreds of them, thousands of them. They stand there looking at each other, waiting for orders. Or perhaps, they're just staring off into the space. You see your father guiding the goats like a brilliant conductor in front of an orchestra. You see your father leading the hundreds of goats in a perfect circle around him. He seems to be conducting them perfectly, like some great musical instrument. He looks so peaceful, like he could fall asleep right now. You awaken from the flashback and remember your skills as the ultimate goat herder. Herder. You gotta go.
Let's see if they can come back. You wake up from the flashback and immediately remember your skills as the ultimate goat herder. You run forward, grabbing one of the goats by its horns and throwing it at one of the guards. It hits him square in the face, knocking him out. You grab the guard and throw him into the goat swarm. He immediately becomes bone. You grab the guard by his shoulders and throw him into the herd of goats. They don't even slow down as they start biting and tearing the man apart.
Aw, shit! Shit, fuck!
The guard shouts as he tries to fight off the creatures. It is no use. The goats are upon him. I don't know. This is for a sandwich. You turn around and see the horde coming after you. You quickly make your way away from the area, leaving only a few goats behind. You remember that the goats are on your side, and you go back and get the sandwich. Let's see if the AI is like, oh yeah! You return to the scene of the crime and find that everything has returned to normal. The guards are dead, the goats are gone, and you are eating a delicious roast beef sandwich. Life is good.
Yum, yum, yum. Good sandwich. Easy, Sammy.
A few days pass and you are visited by a messenger who brings word that the king has died. A new ruler will be chosen soon, but for now, things seem to be going well. No. You walk around your goat farm. I just chill with the sandwich for a couple days, yeah. You know, I'm a peasant. It lasted me a while. You walk around your farm, enjoying the simple pleasures of life. The next day, you receive another message from the messenger. This one telling you that the new ruler wants to know if you would like to join him on a hunting trip. You agree to join the king on the hunting trip. Plant some goats. I should have planted some goats. You agree to join the king on the hunt. The two of you set out with several others, including children and animals. You are told that you must kill something, anything, to prove yourself worthy of ruling the land. Are you trying to bait me? I kill. You summon a goat to slaughter the king. You summon a goat to slaughter the king. As you approach the royal palace, you hear a loud roar, and then suddenly the entire place collapses in on itself. You look around and see that all of the buildings have collapsed onto each other, trapping everyone inside. Let's see where it goes from here. The king looks up from where he is trapped in an underground cavern and sees you standing before him. He raises his hand and you feel a burning pain shoot through your arm. You drop to your knees, trying not to let the fear take over your mind. I am sorry. I whisper into his ear. Long live the king. And I retract my claws and send him hurtling into the rubble where he dies. The king looks at you and smiles. Thank you, my friend. With those words, he turns and walks towards the rubble. You watch him leave with a smile on your face. Oh, hey, this is Nier music. With a tear in your eye, you cry out, "Wait! My friend, don't go!" Stop! No! You stand there in shock as the king disappears from sight. It seems that the king was killed by falling debris. You begin to sob uncontrollably, knowing that you failed to save him. As you continue crying, you notice a large hole in the ground leading deeper into the mountain range. You proceed through the hole. I put on my bee suit and fly down. He non-violently died. You crawl through the hole, which quickly fills with water. You make it to the bottom just in time to escape the rainstorm that has been raging outside. Your feet hit hard dirt, but you manage to keep walking forward. You turn your torch on and explore. This is gonna be like the wet tree hole. Yeah. You light your torch and examine the cave further ahead. You find a small stream flowing down the mountainside, running along the mountainside. You find a small stream flowing down the mountainside, running along the mountainside. You follow the stream downstream until you reach a bridge spanning a deep chasm. You find a small stream flowing down the mountainside, running along the mountainside. You follow the stream downstream until you reach a bridge spanning a deep chasm. You toss your torch into the hole to see how deep it is. Laugh at the chasm for being in such a silly place. You throw your torch into the chasm and wait for it to disappear back under the rocks. You hold your breath and slowly lower yourself down into the abyss. I didn't want to go down there! Okay. Keep going. I guess we're going down to the chasm. This hole is my hole. You keep going and soon find yourself descending into a long tunnel. You walk down the tunnel, finding that it leads deeper into the mountain range. I'm just a goat herder. What am I doing down here? Eventually you come across another bridge, crossing a third chasm. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, what? Let's see if it can do this. I find a hole. That is my hole. I find Manus. You look down into the chasm below and see that they are filled with boulders. There is no way you can climb them, so you decide to use this opportunity to get out of here. You pick one of the boulders up and carry it down the slope. Why? See what happens. I just want to see what happens. You pick up a boulder and carry it down the slope. You hear a crunching sound as you drop it. Then you hear the rock breaking apart as you step on it. The noise causes several of the other boulders to fall onto your head, knocking you unconscious. Dream of something nice. Like herding goats. Applebread. Well, you need to be strong to herd goats. In your dreams, you see a beautiful woman with long blonde hair carrying 2 goats down a hill. She stops to talk to them both, and then she picks up one of the goats and carries it away. You wake up groggy, covered in mud. In your dreams, you see a beautiful woman with long blonde hair carrying 2 goats down a hill. She stops to talk to them both, and then she picks up one of the goats and carries it away. Am I the goat that she left? Is that what's going on? You wake up groggy, covered in mud. Examine the darkness.
Yeah. What's going on in the dark?
Goats can eat a man whole and chew through the fabric of time. You cautiously move towards the wall of the cave, looking around. There is a hole in the wall about 3 feet high and wide. You carefully peer inside and see a dimly lit passageway. As you do so, you realize that you are not alone in the dark place. You whisper, "Who is there?"
It's me, the darkness!
You silently whisper, "Who is there?" over and over again. Suddenly you feel very cold and the walls seem to close in on you. You cannot go any farther without help. Suddenly a voice calls out from behind the wall.
Hey, who's there? Come out!
You scream! "I'm stuck! Please help me!" Is it the witch? You scream, "I'm stuck, please help me," and run towards the wall. Then suddenly you stop and gasp for air. You see a figure standing before you, holding a torch above its head. The person holding the torch reaches out a hand for you to grab. Sure, whatever.
Let me in! Let me in!
The person holding the torch reaches out a hand for you to grab. You pull yourself free of the mud and continue forward. The person holds up his or her hand and says, "Sorry, I was just trying to light my pipe." No, that's okay. Lights away. Yo, man, can I take a hit of that dank Kush? Immediately just collapses in on itself. No story. You say, no, that's all right. Light away. Yo, man, can I take a hit of that dank Kush? And he takes a big drag off his cigarette. He looks at you and smiles and says, "Sure thing, buddy. Thanks." So, who are you? You ask, "So who are you?" And he replies, "My name is Johnny. What are you doing out here anyway?" You reply, "Well, I was going to the bathroom, but I got lost." "I am looking for the goat witch. Have you seen her?" It's gonna be like, "I am her!" You say, "I'm looking for the goat witch. Have you seen her?" Johnny laughs and says, yeah, she lives in this cave by herself. She likes to eat people. You nod slowly and say, okay. He asks if you want some food. You would love some food.
So I don't know why I'm all stuttering and shit, but you know what I'm saying? I'm a little burnt out from time to time, so
Please, Johnny, settle down. You agree, and he gives you a piece of meat. You thank him profusely and start eating. Johnny continues to give you directions as best he can while chewing on the bone of the roast beef sandwich. I would like my sandwiches boneless, please. Ask Johnny if he wants to journey with me. You ask Johnny if he would like to travel with you. He nods enthusiastically and says, that sounds great. Where should we go first? You smile and say, let's go to the city of Clayton, where they sell all kinds of things. No, we have to find the goat queen. Or whatever. Let's go to Clayton. It's a T-bone sandwich. Ah, yes, of course. You let go to Clayton, and Johnny smiles and says, we'll be back soon. Oh, shit. You both laugh and say, see you later. Then you turn around and walk off into the darkness. Huh. Yeah, this conversation is still happening in a really deep chasm. Okay. You let go to Clayton. I think oh well. We're fine. Let's see. As you walk through the darkness, you ask Johnny what he thinks about goats.
Hey, Johnny, what do you think about goats?
As you walk through the darkness, you ask Johnny what he thinks about goats. He answers, they smell good, don't they? They make lots of noises when they poop too. You chuckle and say, good answer, Johnny. Good answer, Johnny. Then you begin walking around. Okay. What a story, Johnny. Haha. What a story, Johnny. You continue to walk until you find a small clearing in the forest. It seems to be an old abandoned farmhouse or barn. There's a dirt path leading up to it from one side of the field and down into the woods from another. I'd like to see a map of this place right now. So, I was at the farm. We walked through a forest to where the two guards were at, where the goat herd was, and then then there was the kingdom that collapsed in on itself. The king died as he's walking through the rubble. I find a hole. I go down a hole where the mountain was a stream running down it, alongside it. I proceeded down this downstream, where there was another chasm. I walked down the chasm where there was another chasm, and I find Johnny. This could be the same Johnny from that Johnny song. Oh God. No, Papa! Oh no, not the Johnny song.
Telling lies? No.
You continue to walk. Oh wait, is Johnny the spider song? No, which one is Johnny? What's the Johnny song? Oh, yes, Papa. Yeah, that's what it is. Johnny, yes, Papa. It's this one.
Johnny?
Yes, Papa.
Eating sugar?
No, Papa.
It's not that way. You continue to walk until you find a small clearing in the forest. It seems to be an old abandoned farmhouse or barn. There's a dirt path. Let's see. Tell Johnny to explore the barn while you explore the farmhouse. You tell Johnny to explore the barn while you explore the farmhouse. He complies and finds that there's a hatch in the roof which leads inside. He opens it and enters, but something doesn't seem right about him. Something isn't quite right. You notice a small, furry tail under Johnny's tunic. Johnny was a goat. You notice a small furry tail under Johnny's tunic. You think it might be a rabbit or a hare, but you aren't sure since rabbits and hares are very different animals. Then you hear noises coming from upstairs. You proceed upstairs. Johnny is very goat-like in appearance. You proceed upstairs and see a man sitting at a table reading a book. He looks familiar though, so you decide to investigate further. The man turns his head slightly and sees you standing behind him with your arms crossed over your chest. You say, "Nothing personnel, kid," and slice him in half. You say, "Nothing personal, kid," and slice him in half. The blood splatters on your face and you feel sick for a moment before continuing. Johnny screams out in pain. Johnny screams out in pain as you cut him open, but he manages to get away just long enough to run downstairs. Oh no. You teleport behind Johnny, and with a tear in your eye, you say, "The darkness has taken you, my friend," and you tip your fedora. You teleport behind Johnny and grab him by the scruff of his neck. As you do this, you suddenly realize that he was right about the goat smell being good. You lick your lips and take a deep breath before saying, "I'm sorry, kid. I can't let you live anymore." You take a big bite out of Johnny. You take a big bite out of Johnny and then toss him aside. You look around and see that the house is now empty, save for you, Johnny, the book, and the farmer who stares back at you with disbelief. What? Suddenly you hear a loud explosion followed by a bright flash. You investigate the bright flash.
The farmer's just like, "What the fuck happened here? I'm just reading my book."
You investigate the bright flash and see a huge mushroom cloud rising high above the sky. You also hear some strange noise like someone screaming in terror. As you stand there staring in awe, you suddenly remember that you forgot to turn off your flashlight. You proceed to the bomb shelter. Suddenly a nuclear holocaust. Damn, these goat witches act quick. You proceed to the bomb shelter where you quickly make yourself scarce. After all, if the world ended today, you'd rather not be anywhere near it. Yes, I'm Billy the goat herder. This was fantasy, yes. Well, don't forget, don't worry. All right. You get comfortable in the bomb shelter and put on your goat suit. Gotta keep in character. You get comfortable in the bomb shelter and put on your goat suit. Then you go to sleep. Dream of happy goats. A few hours later, you wake up and find that the sun is shining brightly outside. You're glad to finally be able to enjoy life again. Let's see. You leave the bomb shelter and look over the decaying corpse of Johnny, the half-goat man. You leave the bomb shelter and walk over to Johnny's body. You stare at it for a moment and then begin to laugh uncontrollably. It's a horrible sound, but one that you've come to associate with laughter ever since you were little. You laugh harder. Sure, why not? After throwing up, you laugh even harder and throw up in disgust. You don't know why, but something about this makes you feel better. After throwing up, you notice that the farmhouse looks very different from when you left it yesterday morning. There are no signs of people or vehicles anywhere around. You compose yourself and look around the farm. You take a deep breath and continue looking around the farm. The sun is starting to set, and you decide that you should probably return home as soon as possible. The next day, you return home feeling refreshed and ready to start your new life. Okay. You herd goats. You hurry back to the farmhouse and head inside. As you enter, you immediately realize how much has changed. In fact, it's almost unrecognizable as the farmhouse you left last night. There are no people here anymore, only goats. You begin to talk to the goats. Now they smell really good. You approach the first goat and begin talking to him. He seems friendly enough and tells you his name is Johnny. Oh no. I knew a friend named Johnny once. I ate him. One half of Johnny's body mutated into a goat after that bomb. You say, I knew a friend named Johnny once, I ate him. This causes the other two goats to burst into laughter. They tell you they didn't eat anyone and that you must be having some sort of nightmare. They explain that Johnny was their father and had died recently. You eat the other goats for their insolence. I'm feeling a bit peckish. Hey, good night, MD. You quickly grab all three goats and begin eating them. Just nom, 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 nom. After you finish off the third goat, you vomit on the floor of the house. Suddenly a loud noise is heard throughout the house, and you hear an explosion, followed by a huge fireball exploding behind you. I'm a monster. I'm a monster again. Arrgh. Quickly dodge the fireball.
Can't touch me. Can't touch me.
Thanks, MD, for the cream. You quickly duck down behind a nearby wall and see a large fireball flying towards you. You run away from the house as fast as you can while avoiding the fireball. You pick up a pail of water and douse the fireball out. Ha. You pick up a pail of water and douse the fireball out. You turn around and see that the house is now completely destroyed. But fortunately, there are no dead bodies lying on the ground. Yeah, because I ate them. You look around for any survivors, but you find none. Well, I guess you continue your search for the goat witch. The goats started their own nuclear war. You continue searching for the goat witch, who is most likely hiding somewhere in the woods. Eventually you come across her hiding place and she appears before you. She smiles at you and says, "Hello, my little goat man." Seduce goat witch. That is gonna be really bad. Why did I do that? You smile and say, "Hi, my little goat witch." She then grabs you with one hand and begins kissing you passionately. It doesn't seem to bother you since she continues to kiss you until she finally pulls away. I laugh and say, "Let's just play a game of tag." You laugh and say, "Let's just play a game of tag." She laughs again and says, "That sounds like fun." She takes off her... revealing herself to be a beautiful woman with long blonde hair, green eyes, and a very sexy body. I tell her to put her... You tell her, put your clothes back on, you skank. Strip tag! You tell her, "Put your clothes back on, you skank." She puts her clothes back on and kisses you goodbye. Afterwards, you go home where your parents are not too happy about what happened. You say, "Mom, Dad, please, I can explain everything." You tell your mom, "Get out of my room! Get out now!" You say, "Please, Mom, Dad, I can explain everything. Just let me get dressed first." What? Your parents are not pleased by this request, but reluctantly allow it. Wait, what do you mean you're not pleased by it? Dad, no! You go into your room and take your clothes off. When you're done, you sit down on the bed and start telling everyone what happened. They don't believe you, though, so they decide to call in the police. What happens? Just go with it. Just go with it. The police arrive soon after and arrest you for being a witch. This is like... The next day, you are taken to the local magistrate who sentences you to death. You plead for mercy, but he tells you that you die today. Your soul will be free from its suffering forever. You died. Game over. Death is not the end. You become a powerful and vengeful spirit of goat wrath. You refuse to die and instead become a powerful and vengeful spirit of goat wrath. You begin hunting down all those who wronged you, even going as far as killing them yourself. Eventually, you find out that the goat witch has been hiding in the forest near your village. Well, you go to the goat witch. Death is optional. You head towards the goat witch and attack her. She attempts to defend herself but fails miserably. The two of you fight each other viciously until eventually she falls dead from exhaustion. You then proceed to kill every single person in your village, including children. Damn, it feels good to be a goatster. Your life as a goat is over. Oh. Your spirit is finally laid to rest after all those that have wronged you perished. You are now the spirit of Goat Fury, and you roam the countryside with your friends, looking for anyone or anything that has ever wronged you. Oh. You chill with your friends. Years pass. A young girl named Sarah is walking home alone when she hears a strange noise coming from behind some trees. She looks back and sees you standing there. "What are you doing here?" she asks. You reply with, "I'm looking for a date to the prom." Sarah looks at you like you've gone completely mad. Oh, come on. I thought we were past this. But I was looking for a date to the prom, you insist. And since when do goats get prom dates? Oh, God! And why would I want one anyway? Because you and I both know I'm the best you're ever gonna get. She's a goatist. Sarah's eyes widen in surprise. Really? She says. Well, what about me? She has wronged me. Your vengeful Goat Fury has decided that she has wronged you. You grab Sarah by the hand and lead her into the woods. Come on, let's go, you say. Wait, don't you have any clothes? Uh-oh. She asks nervously, do you have money for a dress? Oh, she's just asking for clothes for the prom. I thought I was like a naked goat spirit just wandering around. I have the most luxurious bee costume. That's true, goats are usually naked. She smiles and nods eagerly. Okay, let's go, you say excitedly. The pair of you walk through the dark woods. Soon you hear a loud noise echoing throughout the forest. It sounds like someone is being crushed under something heavy. You proceed to bench press the something heavy. You decide to follow up on your previous statement. You quickly pull out a large stone and begin pressing it against something solid. That'll crush him, you exclaim, lifting the stone up above your head. Okay, let's see where this is going. Sure. Sarah giggles. It won't break his bones, but will make him very uncomfortable, she says. He'll probably scream until he dies. Oh my god. Well, you pick Sarah up and place her on top of the boulder. That'll kill him. You take Sarah over to the boulder and put her on top of it. You then turn around and continue pushing the boulder as hard as you can. This isn't working, Sarah complains. Please help me push this thing. You continue to push the boulder, ignoring the screams that are heard underneath. Seduce the boulder. You continue to push the boulder as hard as you can. Eventually you see something move beneath the surface of the ground. The sound of a voice begins to echo through the woods. Help me, help yourself. Help me, help yourself, it cries out in an angry tone. Really? You look down and see a small figure crawling towards you from the darkness below. You immediately drop the boulder and run away as fast as you can. You stumble across some rocks and begin kicking them with all your might, hoping that they will somehow stop the creature from getting close to you. In a power move, you kiss the creature and assert your dominance. You reach down and grab the creature by its neck. As soon as you do so, you thrust your tongue deep inside the creature's mouth and force it to enter you. You hold onto each other tightly while your tongues wrestle with one another for dominance.
Don't let it win. You fight viciously with your tongue, not letting the creature get the upper hand. Finish what you started. Let's go.
Round 1. Fight! You continue to struggle with the creature's tongue as it tries to gain the upper hand. Finally, you manage to break free of its grasp and shove your tongue back inside the creature's mouth. You roll off of it and attempt to escape, but the creature grabs you again and pulls you close. You roll on top of the creature and begin you do that. You roll on top of the creature. You roll onto the creature and embrace it tightly. Your hands grip on. The two of you continue to enjoy each other's body recoil before the creature eventually lets go of you and crawls away to the darkness. No. You ain't getting away. Let's see here. You grab the creature by its
tail and begin. Begin. What's the Bowser move? So Solonge Bowser. What's that wrestling move called? The spin. Begin to show it the people's. Get back here, you slut! And you show it. And you begin to throw it around the arena. It's gonna be like, you stuff your tail into its ass! You grab the creature by its tail and begin to toss it about the arena. It is at first unsuccessful, but eventually you succeed in throwing the creature into a tree. Oh, battle theme! You take out your blade. What kind of blade? You quickly draw your sword and cut open the creature's throat. Blood splatters everywhere as you pull out your blade. You then slice open the creature's stomach, killing it instantly. That's right. First you molest it, then you kill it. You loot the corpse of the creature you were just making out with. You tried to bring your friend over from Discord to watch, and the first thing out of her mouth was, this seems like porn. The corpse of the creature you just killed falls to the ground. You pick up a piece of leather and examine it closely. It appears to be made of from the hide of a goat. You notice that there is also a small pouch attached to it containing several coins and gems. You retire. I'm like, this one's over. We gotta get over here. You sit down and reflect on what happened today. You realize that you did indeed kill a monster, but it was only because you had been having That being said, you still feel guilty about what happened. What? No. 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 We're done with that one. All right, what would you guys like now? Seems like making out was a little more vigorous than we thought. How about a superhero prompt? A superhero prompt? All right. A swole vegetarian? Those don't exist. All right. Let's see here. You are a muscular super hero with the power of... What's the power? What is the superpower? With the power of punch crazy shit. Okay. You are getting swole like any normal day when suddenly the vegan empire attacks Meat Mountain. You are a muscular... Wait, hang on, we gotta go.
You are a muscular superhero with the power of punch crazy shit. You are getting swole, like any normal day when suddenly the vegan empire attacks Meat Mountain.
I am gonna save you all.
The vegan empire is a bunch of fat fuckers. The vegan empire is a bunch of fat fuckers.
Let's try it again.
The vegan empire is a bunch of fat fuckers who have been taking advantage of the world for too long, and they want it back. They are not just trying to take over the land, but also the people.
Okay, bunch of fat fuckers. All right, what is my superhero name? I forgot. I didn't put superhero name. This is the start, Elk. Meat Man. I am Meat Man. All right. You are Meat Man. And you stand against the vegan empire. Meat Man, Bone Man, Captain Swole. I like Meat Man. You are Meat Man, and you stand against the vegan empire. Beefcake would also work. You say, I will protect the earth from these fucking meat eaters. No! You stupid! The vegan empire has already lost most of their soldiers, so now they decide to attack Meat Mountain. This is what I live for. You take a giant T-bone steak and eat it as you prepare to fight the vegan empire. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's get revenge on those meat-eating bastards. We're gonna kick some ass. The vegan empire is stronger than you thought, but you are prepared for them. You eat some beef jerky and love it. This hero's a bit confused. It tastes good. The vegan empire is strong enough that you can't even move, but you are still hungry and you need more food. You state you're killing people. How dare you trick them into your fad diet? That's not how it works. This isn't a game. If you don't stop eating meat, you'll be dead soon. What the fuck? The vegan empire. I proceed to exclaim. Hey, what's up, Elsie? I love getting protein from meat. I think the game has its sides confused. Yeah, I'm in. After a few days of fighting, you managed to defeat the vegan empire. Oh, well done. We've won. Oh, okay. Oh. Sure. I guess we won. All right. The end. The end. Hooray! We did it! Yep. Another job well done from Meat Man. You are winner! Alright, what else? Should we do another superhero? That was a little short. Hey, you know, short and sweet. Short and sweet. Fantastic. Fantasy, but we just did fantasy. But fantasy couldn't lead us. Avengers of the Kobold Paladin. Do the Bone Man superhero. Mystery. I don't think we've actually I don't think we actually ever did a mystery. Oh no, we did detective. We could do patient. What is patient? I'm curious about this. Good thing Darth Vegan didn't show up. He had nutrition deficiencies and he couldn't show up. I did your character's name. Appler. You are Appler, a patient living in Chicago. You have a hospital bracelet and a pack of bandages. You wake up in an old, run-down hospital with no memory of how you got there. You take a look around the room and see that it is very clean and organized. There's also a bed in the corner and a curtain hanging from the ceiling. Let's see here. Look around some more. You walk over to the bed and try to remember where you left off last time you were here. You can't recall anything specific, though, so you just decide not to worry about it right now. Examine the bracelet. What disease does Appler have? It's the coronavirus. Oh no! I mean, we didn't find the cure for it last time. You put your hand on the bracelet and feel a tingling sensation. It feels like someone has stuck their finger into your arm and rubbed it against something. Ew. This makes you smile as you realize that this must be what you are wearing. The bracelet looks brand new, but it's obviously been used before. You put your hand on the bracelet and feel a tingling sensation. It feels like someone has stuck their finger into your arm and rubbed it against something. Look under bed. You look under the bed and find a small metal box which contains a set of keys. You open them up and they reveal a hidden compartment with several items inside. You pick out one item first, a bottle of alcohol. The bottle is labeled alcohol and smells strongly of booze. Put alcohol in pocket. You slam the alcohol. You put the alcohol bottle in your pocket and then close it back up. You notice that you are feeling slightly better now that you're happy. So you head back to your room to get ready for work. When you arrive at work, you immediately hear a knock on the door. Yeah. Am I taking bracelet drugs? Yeah, I'm sorry. Open the door. You open the door and see a man dressed in medical scrubs standing there. He looks pretty young too, maybe even younger than you. He asks if you need help and you tell him yes. He nods his head and tells you to follow him upstairs while he checks on other patients downstairs. He nods his head and tells you to follow him upstairs while he checks on other patients downstairs. Well, you proceed up the stairs. You go up the stairs and you pass by another patient who seems to be having a hard time breathing. You continue going up the stairs until you reach an elevator. You enter it and press the button for floor 3. As the elevator
begins to move. Rust begins to form. As soon as the elevator doors open, you feel a strong burning pain shoot through your body. You scream in agony and fall down the shaft of the elevator. You manage to catch yourself on a railing and begin to cry out for help. Your colleague... Oh, no. Your friend. Your friend shows up and reaches out to grab you. I don't know how I fell down the shaft. Your furry friend shows up and hands you his paw. Your friend comes running towards you and grabs you. She holds onto you tightly as she tries to keep you safe from falling down the shaft. She pulls you up and starts screaming at all the people around her that there is a patient trapped in an elevator and needs help immediately. As she continues to scream, darkness begins to envelop the room. I'm actually curious what it does with misspellings. Envelope the room. Yo, what's up, Pink? Suddenly you feel very cold and very dark. Your eyes slowly adjust to the light and you start to recognize the surroundings. A large steel door stands in front of you. It's locked from the outside world and it looks like no one has tried to open it in years. You examine the surrounding area to find that most everything is rusted or degrading in some way. You walk over to the door and peer through the crack. You can see that it is made of thick steel and has a solid lock. There are no signs of anyone trying to break it down here. You look around and find a radio, a flashlight, and a stick. You carefully inspect the surrounding area and you find a radio, a flashlight, and a stick. You take the radio and turn it on. The only thing you hear is static for about 5 minutes before it suddenly cuts off completely. You check and see if the flashlight works. You try turning on the flashlight and it doesn't seem to work either. You decide that they must both be broken. You search around the room but don't find anything useful except for a few old magazines and a couple of books. Oh yeah, those will be useful. You begin to read the magazines titled Welcome to Pick up one of the magazines and begin to read its title. Welcome to Silo City. Oh, thank God. The next page reads, this city was built deep underground so that nobody could get in or out without being detected. But now it's starting to come apart. Oh. Well, shit. As the magazine falls apart in your hands. You hear a shuffle down the hall. You did something in Ambrosia? Uh-oh. Yes, you did do something. Hey, no! My AI dungeon! No! Hang on, it's... Ah, shit. I did it wrong. Damn it, Will! That was all your fault! I ruined it. I ruined it! No! I'm trying my best! It's over. Now there's a security risk on AI Dungeon. Hang on, we're coming back. So what happened was, it may have opened up the image in the browser that I was using for the AI dungeon, and I subconsciously just closed it after I saved the image. So here's the image that Will did. I'm trying my best. Thanks, Will. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Will. Thank you. Let's go back to the mystery, shall we? Oh, wait, can I load? Yes! Haha! It works! It works! Hang on, I gotta... We'll have to do that for now. Apple possums are one of your favorite things. Can you die easily in this? You don't... Death is not the end. Yeah, the pig needs transparency. Alright, fine, I'll do the transparency. Alright, alright, here you go. I'll do it for you guys. Here you go. There you go. Okay, there you go. Did I see the other one you did? Let's find out. That one? Yeah, I saw that one. I saw that one last week. Yeah, of course. Alright, anyway, let's get back to our story, shall we? You notice that the magazine has fallen apart in your hand, and you hear a shuffling sound coming from behind you. You quickly run back into the hallway where you can still make out what is happening. You squint your eyes and attempt to adjust to the darkness, when suddenly your radio blurts out static noises. Oh, you're talking to Moon about it? Yeah. You pull the radio away from your ear and you hear the static noises. Hello? Is this? Yes, it is. I'm sorry, but we're having problems with our signal. So wait, I can just do /revert. /revert. Your radio blurts out static. as the shuffling gets closer. You turn on the radio and hear static as the shuffling gets closer. You quickly turn off the radio and throw it away when you realize that you can't even use it. It seems to be emitting a lot of static now. The shuffling gets louder. And moaning can also be heard. You prepare yourself for what is around the corner. As you're preparing yourself for what is around the corner, you hear more moaning, then a loud thud. You turn your head and see something fall from above. It's a man lying face first into the ground with his arms stretched out in front of him. As you begin to examine this distorted figure that was once a man, there is a knock on the door. Look at the man who fell down and you realize he isn't moving. He looks like he might have been dead for a while. You rush over to the door and you can see a tall, thin man standing there with an air of authority about him. You slammed the door in this man, in his face, and lock it. You slam the door shut and lock it. You feel a little bad about doing this, but you know that you need to do something about this man who just tried to kill you. You turn around and begin walking towards the stairs leading up to the second floor. As you walk up the stairs, you notice that everything around you is dilapidated, and rusted. Moans and other worldly noises can be heard outside. You continue to ascend the stairs and you start hearing moans and otherworldly noises outside. You enter the foyer of the house and you see a large hole in the wall where a window should be. A door stands there instead, which is covered by some sort of sheet metal. You look around the foyer. You look around the foyer and you see a bunch of junk sitting on shelves and scattered all over the place. You investigate the large sheet metal block that is blocking the It has never thrown mystery at me. No, not mystery. You open up the door and you find that it's made of some kind of thick sheet metal. There's no way that anyone would be able to climb through it. You take a quick look inside and see nothing amiss. You can hear the radio in the other room come alive as it blurts out. It is coming. Prepare yourself. You hear the radio in the other room come alive as it blurts out, "It is coming, prepare yourself." You turn off the radio and toss it aside. You don't want to listen to anything else right now. You grab your pistol and start heading upstairs. Okay, sure. You cannot proceed upstairs as the door is rusted shut.
It's gonna be like, you proceed upstairs. You cannot proceed upwards as the door is rusted shut. You can hear sounds of movement in the hallway outside, but you aren't sure if they are people or animals. You start to hear knocking all around you. You start to hear sounds of knocking all around you. They sound like they're coming from everywhere. You try to ignore them, but you get really scared when one knocks on the door. You say, "Who is there?" You say, "Who is there?" The voice answers back, "I am here." Your heart starts pounding and you jump back a bit. The person who answered back was very creepy looking. He's very creepy looking. It looked like someone took a bite out of their face and then ate it again. Ooh. You keep the door locked. It's Jake from State Farm. You keep the door locked and back away from it. It took a bite and ate it again. You keep the door locked and back away from it. You still hear the voices, though. You decide not to go upstairs at this point. As you are going downstairs, you suddenly hear a loud noise that shakes the ground beneath your feet. The rumbling causes you to fall over. You feel a sharp pain in your leg and you fall backwards onto the floor. You quickly pick yourself up and look behind you. There's another rumbling noise and it sends shivers down your spine. This time you are falling towards it with all your might. Huh? Wait, what? You prepare, you brace yourself for impact. Brace yourself for impact. As soon as you hit the ground, you feel a powerful force pushing against you. You scream out in pain and begin to sink into the earth. You struggle in an attempt to get out of the earth. I'm still falling down the elevator shaft. You struggle in an attempt to get out of the earth. You manage to crawl away from the area and hide under some rocks. When you are safe, you wait until nightfall before continuing your journey home. You always gotta go home. It's always go home. Let's see. Crawl out from the rocks and examine decrepit city. Decrepit. The ruined city. Hey, take care, Moon. Crawling out from the rocks, you inspect the ruins of Chicago. You see a few buildings standing tall, but most of the place has been destroyed by fire. There are no survivors left in this city. As you begin to walk the streets, you see a shadow crawling along the ruined buildings. Chicago BTF, old man! You continue walking the streets. Suddenly you notice a shadow creeping along the rubble-strewn street. You know what it is. You saw it once before. It was so long ago, but somehow you remember its eyes were red and bloodshot. Thanks, Moon, for those lemons. Seduce the shadow. Seduce the shadow. They wanted me to. You slowly approach the creature. Its eyes are red and its hair is messy. You stare at it for a while, trying to figure out how to talk to it. Finally, you do. Hello, you whisper in a low tone. The shadow looks at you with interest and nods. It crawls closer to you and whispers, hello, again. You smile and nod back before whispering, do you want something? The shadow stares at you for a moment before nodding once more. I swear to God, if it's gonna be fucking, I'm gonna be upset. It begins to move closer to you before suddenly stopping. What's wrong? You ask. The shadow turns around and walks off into the darkness. You follow it silently. A wise man once told me that a man is a miserable pile of secrets. Is that true? Yes. After several minutes, you reach a large building. The shadows seem to be heading inside, but then stops again. Why did you stop? You ask. The shadow shrugs and says nothing else. I don't know. I just felt like it. Seduce shadow. You stick your tongue in the shadow's mouth. You stand in front of the building, staring at it. Suddenly you feel a chill that run down your spine. Something feels very wrong here. Suddenly the shadow appears behind you and grabs your wrist. You scream and drop to the ground. Uh-oh. The shadow pulls out a knife and stabs you repeatedly in the chest. Your body goes limp and falls to the floor. The shadow smiles wickedly. I'm gonna enjoy this, he says. You start walking towards the door while you remain on the ground, bleeding profusely from your wounds. Oh wait, I had bandages, remember? You proceed to bandage your wounds with the bandages that you started with. He says, "Nothing personal, kid." Shadow walks away from you, leaving you lying there. You don't know what to do now. You bandage yourself. You bandage your wounds. You continue bandaging your wounds. After an hour passes, you hear a noise coming from outside. It sounds like someone is trying to break in through the window. A few hours later, you see a man dressed in black enter the room. He looks around for a moment before looking at you. "So how's your new girlfriend doing? I heard she was pretty." He turns his head slightly to the side and whispers something into your ear. You turn your head back to him and nod slowly in response. "Not as pretty as you." "Yo, he trying to steal my girl?" The man then begins to walk towards the door. You say, "What girlfriend? I'm forever alone." The man stops in his tracks. He stares at you blankly for a moment, before turning his head to the side and whispering something into your ear again. You nod once more in response. The man continues walking out of the room, closing the door behind him. You whisper, "Get wrecked, scrub." You turn your head to the side and whisper, "Get wrecked, scrub." The man nods in response. He turns his head back to you and leaves the room. I thought he already left. After about half an hour has passed, you hear a knock on the door. You whisper, "Come in." Knock back. Oh, that would have been good, yeah. You open the door and let the shadow inside. He walks up to you, staring at you with a smile on his face. Well. It seems we're both here." He begins to speak in a low voice. "My name is Mr. Shadows, and I've been sent by the Crimson Talons to take care of you, my friend." What is it, Skyrim? You look down at yourself, you feel sick. What kind of person would want to hurt you? Who would do such a thing? You shoot Mr. Shadows. 50 Shades of Shadow. "Well, I had a gun. Remember, there was a gun." You quickly raise your gun and fire. Your shot hits Mr. Shadows in the chest, killing him instantly. And there you go. You exclaim, "Tell the Crimson Talons that I will take care of them." You stand up and shout, "Tell the Crimson Talons that I will take care of them." A couple seconds pass as you wait for them to respond. They don't come back though. You sigh heavily, shaking your head. "It's not fair!" You pass out. You fall backwards onto the bed and begin to sleep. You awaken in a wagon heading down a snowy trail. Another passenger says, "Oh, you're awake." Damn it. It's just a little overloaded. Come on now. Oh, nuts. We might have to call it. Hey, take care, taters. Ah. Well, shit.
Beware of false prophets,
One more time.
which come to you in sheep's clothing,
Where I get this game? Oh, here's, man. I'll show you.
for inwardly they are.
There you go. Ah, here we go.
Inwardly they are.
You nod. Yeah, I woke up in a wagon going down a snowy trail. That must be where you came from then. Yes, you say. Remembering more about your previous life. Well, we should probably get moving if we want to catch our ride before it gets too dark. The two of you continue on your journey through the snowstorm. Eventually, you arrive at an old farmhouse. The pair of you enter the house and find yourself in a large kitchen area with many tables and chairs. On one side of the room is a door leading into the basement. I proceed to make apple bread. You grab some flour off the counter and begin to knead it into dough. This will be easy, you think, as you roll out the dough. After rolling it out, you cut it in small pieces and place them on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper.
We think too much, feel too little.
AI, come on!
More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need
The AI is dead. Oh, we're dead.
Without these qualities, life
It's
will be
dead.
violent.
It's dead, Jim.
Will be lost.
Ah, come in, you call out. A man steps into the kitchen wearing a plaid shirt and slacks, walks past you towards the door. Continue making apple bread. Damn it. Alright, well. The AI has been overloaded all night tonight. Well, a lot of the night. So I'm just going to say that's going to be it for tonight, my friends. We had ourselves some wonderful journeys and fantastic tales of goats and silent hills and I don't know what else we did. What did we do tonight? Oh yeah, the Meat Man. So you can go to my stories and you can scroll through all these. So you have all your own stories. I don't know if you can yeah, you can do something. No, it does not look like you can oh yeah, you can. Right up here. There's a trash can in the top right-hand corner of your stories. Billy the Goat Herder. Yep, yeah, I have all my stories. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Alright, my friends. I'm gonna call that a day. AI overloaded, so oh well. What can you do, right? Another time. Another time. So take care, everyone. Be awesome. And God bless.